What if I told you the money in your bank account doesn't exist? Not metaphorically, not spiritually, literally. If every customer went to withdraw their cash tomorrow, the entire global system would collapse by nightfall. Because the money isn't real, it's promised, and that promise has built empires, sparked wars, and enslaved nations. This is the secret mechanism that powers the modern world, the illusion we call money. In the age when gold and silver were money, the wealthy didn't carry chests of coins. They left their treasure with goldsmiths, men who had strong vaults. In return, they received a receipt, a promise. Whoever brings this note may claim this much gold. Soon, people began trading those notes instead of the gold itself. The paper was the gold, and far easier to carry. The goldsmiths noticed something curious. No one ever came for their gold all at once. Most of it just sat there. And in that moment, history's greatest financial illusion was born. They began issuing more receipts than gold they held. They lent out money that didn't exist and charged interest on it. For the first time, money was created from nothing. By the late 1600s, the English crown was drowning in war debt. To solve it, the Bank of England was founded, but not to serve the public, to serve the state. The bank lent money to the government, far more than it actually held, in exchange for interest. That interest was paid by taxpayers. Thus, the illusion was institutionalized and soon copied around the world. In America, banks printed more notes than they had gold to back them. When people rushed to withdraw their money, the vaults were empty. Banks collapsed overnight. But instead of ending the system, governments saved it. Central banks were born to protect the illusion. It was no longer about whether the money existed, but whether people believed it did. When you deposit $100 in your bank, it doesn't stay there. The bank keeps a tiny portion and lends the rest. That loan is deposited again elsewhere and lent again. Through this chain, your $100 becomes nearly $1,000 in circulating money. But only a small slice exists as actual cash. The rest is money born from debt. Today in the United States, reserve requirements are zero. Banks are not required to hold a single dollar of your deposit. So what limits them now? The leash is called the Basel Rules, global standards set by central bankers meeting in Switzerland. A handful of unelected technocrats decide how much risk every major bank on earth may take. Banks no longer lend from deposits. They create deposits by lending. When you take a mortgage, the bank doesn't pull cash from a vault. It types new money into existence, backed only by your promise to repay. That's why over 90% of all money in circulation is not printed by central banks, but created by private banks out of thin air. This design has three inevitable outcomes. First, inflation. As banks multiply credit, every dollar buys less. Second, perpetual debt. Since money itself is born as a loan, there is always more debt than money to repay it. Third, concentration of power. Banks and the wealthy earn interest on money they never had. Governments feed the cycle through taxes while workers watch their wages lose value. Every crisis tells the same story. In 1929, in 2008, banks stretched the illusion too far. Confidence broke, and the system imploded. Each time, governments printed trillions to save it. They didn't rescue the people, they rescued the illusion, because without it, the modern economy cannot function. Today, every major economy runs on the same logic. The US, Europe, the UK all follow Basel, not reserves. Emerging nations like China or India still hold reserves, but even they are bound by Basel's leash. And here's the truth. The system cannot survive if everyone is debt-free. If all loans were repaid tomorrow, the money supply would vanish, and the economy would freeze. The system depends on your debt. Yes, the money in your account isn't real, but that illusion fuels the machine. Your debt is someone else's deposit. Your belief is the system's collateral. That's why every crash is a crisis of confidence. And when confidence dies, so does the illusion. But this isn't a story of despair. It's a story of awakening, because awareness is the key to freedom. Money is not wealth. Real wealth is land, skill, knowledge, and independence. If money is born as debt, then freedom begins by stepping outside that cycle. You don't have to fight the system. You just have to understand it. True saving isn't about hoarding digits on a screen. It's about owning what holds value when paper promises fade. Every age watches false money die, but real value endures. The modern economy is an illusion, but once you see through it, you stop being its slave and become its master. Seeing the truth is freedom. Subscribe, because history already wrote the code to freedom. I'm just here to remind you of it.